wanna be the greatest. Everybody on the fake shit. I look around and feel like everybody is the fakest. I make this every day and I'm impatient, hoping one day I blow up from the basement. Statement, the top is so vacant, I don't even...
Hey y'all, how we doing? Welcome to episode 39 of the Fourth Down Forum podcast. Now I know it's interesting, right? We didn't have no sketch, no, tidbit, no little funny intro, whatnot. That's dead and in the water, and not to say that I didn't enjoy doing it, because, as a theater kid or somebody who grew up around, being in theater, the actor side of me is never going to go away. However, I would like to thank my friend Big Mike over at the Runnin' Wrestling podcast. Go make sure you drop them a like, subscribe, and interact with their channel, or his channel, I should say. But yeah, so the story about how that came about, I was at work, had a minute, we were slow. I was like, all right, let me go on Twitter real quick. And was like, okay, I need an intro for my YouTube channel. Got flooded with bots. That was way too overwhelming. Get busy at work, whatnot, And then get another break, go on my lunch break. See that my guy Big Mike texted me, and he was like, hey, made you this intro. Use it for your channel. And the intro, phenomenal. Like, I couldn't be happier with the results. You got an intro, or I should say, we have an intro. We have an outro now. So instead of me sitting there, little goofy smile, hey, thanks for joining, we could just put the intro in the outro now, and that makes things so much easier on my end. But enough about that. What are we here to talk about? Well, this is episode 39 of the Fourth Down Forum podcast. I'm your host, Dereck, and this is your NBA season preview episode. And I got my handy-dandy notebook right here. No Blues Clues. And we're going to recap NBA free agency. We're going to recap some retirement, some trades. We're going to talk about the draft for my team specifically, just because if we try to talk about the whole draft, we're going to be here all night. And I can't afford to do that. And then we're going to do the not the week one, but the season opener pick'ems for the Knicks-Celtics game and the Lakers-Timberwolves game. So that said, let's start off with the NBA free agency. Free agency. So, the Splash Brothers, no more. Crazy to think. Because I thought the Splash Brothers were going to retire together, all this, that, whatnot. But no. Klay Thompson, I almost said Steph Curry. See, that's how interlocked they were. But Klay Thompson is now part of the big three with Luka Doncic and Kyrie Irving. And I will be the first to say this. If the Mavs do not win, I know they went as far as they could last year. I think they were in the finals last year, if I'm not mistaken. But if they can't do anything with Klay Thompson, Luka Doncic, and Kyrie Irving, there's bigger issues at hand. And no, you can't sit there and say, oh, he didn't have help, because yeah, the hell he did. Chris Paul was waived by the team he was on and signed with the Spurs, so he will help, mentor Victor Wembanyama, who had a phenomenal rookie season last year. Paul George went to the 76ers. I know my boy Isaiah, y'all seen him on the channel under the Fourth Down Forum umbrella. No, this is the Fourth Down Forum umbrella. I meant to say the What a Play umbrella. Sorry about that, y'all. But yeah, he's been on here before, and he was more than welcome to come back on the Fourth Down Forum umbrella. I tell my guys that all the time. I'm like, you can come on the channel whenever. Like, we can make something work. But Paul George went to the Sixers. I think that's a good move for them. Jason Tatum got a 5-year max from the Celtics, which, I may not like the Celtics, but good for them. That's a good investment. That's a good move. Donovan Mitchell, 3-year deal extension with the Cleveland Cavaliers. James Harden, the beard, rejoining the Clippers. So that's going to be Kawhi and James Harden now. They still ain't going to do nothing with that team. Let's put that this way. I remember when they first got Paul George and Kawhi, they were like, oh yeah, the Clippers are going to run LA. No, that's always been and always will be the Lakers' territory and domain. Anyways, I digress. Steph Curry signed a 1-year deal to remain with the Warriors, so be interesting to see when we come back to, the channel next July, I want to say, or June, July, if Steph Curry's still with the Warriors, or if he signed with another team, or if the man's retired. I mean, he doesn't have anything left to prove unless he's trying to, do what all the GOATs do and try to beat Jordan. The closest person that came to that in rings alone was Kobe. He had 5, but, Sorry about that, y'all. But yeah, Russ to the Nuggets. That man is just ring chasing at this point. Now, we talk about some other stuff. The Knicks making a hell of a trade. And I do mean a hell of a trade. Let me put the pen down for a minute. Let me grab my drink. Do apologize for that, yo. I'm still going to try to stay in frame. Sorry about that. And no, that's not nobody knocking at the door. That's my dog wagging her tail and beating the door with her tail. The New York Knicks making an impressive trade for Timberwolves star Karl Anthony Towns. They traded Julius Randle, somebody else, and I believe a pick. Maybe it wasn't a pick. I could have my info wrong there. But hell of a trade for the Knicks. I remember I saw it on Twitter and I was like, whoa, what the hell? Let's talk about this too. The youngest reigning league MVP in NBA history, Dereck Rose, retired this past offseason. I'm not a Bulls fan. Not a Cavs fan, not a fan of any of the teams that this man played for. Not to say I hate him or anything, I'm just neutral towards him because obviously I'm a Lakers fan. And that's a big if, Baltimore ever gets an NBA team, I will follow that team as well. That's a given, I'm from there. Dereck Rose retired. He left a hell of a legacy and an impact behind. And, the game's just not going to be the same without him. I remember, I got a funny story about that actually. I remember I was in high school and Christmas time was coming around and my mom got me a pair of red, black, and white Adidas. And I would just tell everybody they were D Rose shoes because, I didn't know much about shoes then. I know a lot more now. Obviously, y'all have seen that by the shoe video I did on the channel not too long ago. But yeah, it's crazy to think that, he's no longer going to be playing. I remember talking to some of my guys and some of my friends, and I was like, I wouldn't mind Dereck Rose on the Lakers, just from like a veteran standpoint. But the game will not be the same without him. Let's talk about who won the NBA Finals. But before we do that, let's talk about what happened in between winning the Finals and getting back to the NBA season. And let's talk about this actually before we get into all that, because I just remembered. The biggest takeaway from all that isn't anything I just shared with y'all right now. Speaking of the Bulls, point guard Lonzo Ball has finally returned to NBA action 2 years after, I'm not laughing at that, I'm looking at something on the screen, apologies for that. But 2 years after injuring his knee, and the game needs Lonzo Ball. He was a former Laker. I thought like the backcourt or the front court, one of the two, of the future was going to be Lonzo Ball and there was somebody at D'Angelo Russell. But obviously D'Angelo Russell re-signed with us. He's on his second stint with the Lakers and Lonzo's doing his thing in Chicago. So we'll see how that plays out. Now, what happened over the summer? The Olympics, which happens every 4 years. We did not cover the Olympics on this channel. I have no intentions of stopping this channel. So 4 years from now, when this channel is much bigger, better, and better, not to say it isn't already, because we are at 246 subscribers and we have nowhere to go but up. And the fact that we got nowhere to go but up speaks volumes of how much, like, y'all are helping me out, how much work I'm putting into this. Like, I remember I was talking to my manager and my boy, and he was like, you work in a sports store, and on top of that, you do a podcast that covers sports. He was like, don't you ever get burnt out with that? And I was like, to be honest with you, hell yeah, I do. There are days I generally, I don't want to say dread, but I'm like, okay, I don't have enough energy to do this. But I push through it. And we go from there. And we're going to keep making this channel bigger, better, and like 4 years from now, maybe we do cover the Olympics. Who knows? Time will tell. Speaking of the Olympics, though, Team USA came away with the gold. That's just what we do. You know, the 92 Dream Team did it. The team led by Kobe and them did it. Don't think that this team is those teams, though, because they're not. And I will put that out there. Let's recap the Lakers selections of the NBA draft. And also peep the jersey, y'all. Lower Merion, number 33. You know whose jersey this is. It's my GOAT, personally. I know not everybody's going to agree with that. Some people are going to be like, well, it's Jordan. It's Steph. It's LeBron. Nah, it will and will always be Kobe. And to not leave y'all in the dark any longer, the first player profile we're going to do in the 2025 season of the Fourth Down Forum podcast is going to be one Kobe Bryant. And that's not anything I'm going to have a script. I'm not going to have this here. Like, I'll have a layout, don't get me wrong, because there's going to be things I want to speak about. But I'm not going to have a layout and be like, oh, this. I'm just going to be like, this is what Kobe, you know what? You'll see when I do the video. But I digress. Back to what I was saying. The NBA draft. The Lakers in round 1 got a steal in that kid Dalton Knecht. I've been watching some of his preseason highlights and whatnot. Kid can ball. Kid can absolutely ball. The issue with the Lakers, though, is we need a big that can compete with Jokic, with the bigger, better, centers in the league. AD doesn't want to play center anymore. So, like, Dwight Howard, JaVale McGee, y'all want to come back to the squad? Like, what are we doing here? We need somebody. I know we signed an undrafted kid and he's supposed to be promising, but we'll see what happens. Lonnie Walker was waived. Now, Lonnie Walker used to play for the Lakers. I wouldn't mind having him back on this team. I don't know if there's the room or the depth for that. But also, let's talk about some other stuff. Let's see if I missed anything. No, did that. Cool, yep. Covered that. We covered that. We talked about that. And also, the second part of that, sorry about that, I had to make sure I touched all bases, covered everything so far. In the second round, the Lakers drafted the Nepo baby in Bronny James. Could I sit here and say Bronny James could have got into the league on his own merits? I could, but I'd be BSing y'all. The only reason that man is in the league right now is because his father is LeBron James. I'm not saying I want him to play bad. Hell, I'm a Lakers fan. I want him to do phenomenal. I want him to be good. I want him to prove me wrong. But I will say this much. The last time we won a championship, what happened? It's tragic what happened. And maybe this is just a conspiracy. But if because if sports are fixed, and I'm not going to say they are or they aren't, But the first father-son duo winning the NBA Finals? You're telling me that don't make for a good story and make for revenue? Hell, the Lakers are one of the most marketable franchises across sports. It's the Lakers, the Cowboys, the Yankees. I'd say Bama, Pittsburgh. It'd be crazy to see. But yeah, we're going to wrap all this up with the NBA season opener pick'ems. So the games that are going to happen opening night are the New York Knicks versus the defending world champion, which it's crazy that we call them world champion when they don't play. I guess they can call themselves that though, because that was a thing, and I'm going to go on a little bit of a tangent here. That's the thing, isn't it? Everybody was like, why do they call themselves world champions? They only played here. They went into the freaking, what's it called? The Olympics, and kicked everybody's ass. So they can call themselves world champion. What am I ranting about? What am I complaining about? That said, I don't foresee the Boston Celtics, having the ring ceremony, having the banner celebration, all that. I don't foresee them losing that game. So with that pick, give me the Boston Celtics winning on opening night. So that covers that. And then the Lakers. The Los Angeles Lakers. What are we going to do about the Lakers? Right. Here's the thing. The Lakers, they're going up against a Timberwolves team that no longer has Karl Anthony Towns. So I like that. That means whoever's playing center doesn't have a hard matchup. Am I going to say I'm biased if I'm picking the Lakers? Absolutely. Am I going to do it? Absolutely. Am I going to come onto this channel and own up to it like a man if they lose? You bet your damn ass I am. So that is your NBA season preview episode. Stuff coming up on the channel. We got the week whatever pick'em, so I'm still covering NFL. There will be a college episode. Sorry about that, y'all. I had to decline something. So there will be the weekly NFL pick'ems. That's still going to go on. We're going to have other stuff coming up on the channel. I do want to cover the NBA All-Star Game. I do want to get guests on the podcast if I can. The National Championship Game when college rolls around. And the college playoffs. If I don't get to an episode before that, we will do that, and then we will pick it up in the going into the next season. Because there's a lot of stuff I want to do with this channel. There's things I would like to accomplish. We're already doing really damn good for ourselves. We got 2 sponsors. Shout out Havoc Energy. Shout out Fanatics Global. We got those 2, so we got that going for us. But that said, much love. I do want to remind y'all that we have a contest going on. You subscribe to the channel, like a video, you're entered into a giveaway for a mini helmet or of an NFL team or a college team of your choosing. And that's going to happen once we hit 500 subscribers. We're at 246 now, so it's still a bit of a ways away, but it's not too far off. But other than that, NBA season, we will cover All-Star Game. We will cover the finals. We will cover the playoffs. This is stuff I want to do once, NFL season dwindles down. So, that means, February, once that ends, the Super Bowl's over, I'm going to be turning my focus more towards basketball. Not to say we won't still be doing NFL, because, you get the combine, you get free agency, you get the draft, you get things of that nature. And we just go from there, keep going up. But what else am I forgetting? I don't think I have anything else for y'all. I do want to cap this video out at 20 minutes, though, just because I feel like the algorithm for YouTube helps and, gets going and flowing. So that said, Much love. I do appreciate y'all following me on this journey. You know, I was kind of ready to give up on this channel when we stopped doing the What a Play podcast. But I am happy to see that y'all are enjoying the content I'm putting out under the Fourth Down Forum banner. So much love, and I will see y'all on the next episode.
Waiting for my day when I'm playing sold out shows for 1,000 faces.